Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here this evening. And my name is Fabrice Schomberg, and I've written a book which is called Stardust, and it's got a few science fiction stories in English, which I'll be telling you some of them today, and a few more. One time I was sitting on an apple tree, and it was in the dark, and suddenly came this person, and he told me, hello there. I said, yes, hello, how are you? Fine. I've got a moon, would you like my moon? I said, no, thank you very much, I don't really need a moon. I'm very happy here on my apple tree. So the guy said, are you sure? I'd like to show it to you. And he took out his moon from his bag, and hung it in the ceiling. I thought, oh, it's so bright, it's very big, because if you're in a dark room and somebody turns the light on, it can be very bright. So I told him, listen, your moon is too big and it's too bright, and I have no need for it. So the guy said, okay, let's come back tomorrow. No, it's fine. And he did come back tomorrow, which was the next day. And I was still on my apple tree, in the dark. And the guy said, I've been listening to what you said, and it is true, it was a bit too big and it made too much light, so I've made a few modifications, and now the moon is smaller and it makes less light. And he put it up in the sky, and in fact it did make less light, and it was smaller. And I said, thank you very much, I'm sure you've taken a while to make these modifications, however I do not need your moon, I'm terribly sorry. And the guy was a bit discouraged, but he carried on. Till he came back the next day, which was the third day, very happy and content. And he told me, listen, I was thinking about what you said, and you're right, it was too boring, it was static, it didn't move, so now my moon moves. And he placed the moon in the sky, and then it moved in an arch, from right to left. I said, wow, that's amazing, but I don't need your moon. I'm happy here on my tree, it's dark, and it's terribly sorry. So I carried on. Until came the next day, which was now the fourth day, and he was very happy. He said, why are you so happy? He said, well, I've made a modification you're going to like very much. I said, okay. And what he did, he took his moon, he held it in his hand, and then he gave it a spin. And suddenly it was a black moon, and then it started with half a smile, then half a moon, and then it was moving, and it was really changing the surroundings and my dwelling. And he said, wow, look, the light changes, and it's so interesting. I said, wow, that's really amazing, and sure, these modifications, I can't believe this moon is so nice. But I don't need it if I needed it. So, you sure you don't need it? I said, no, I don't need it, I'm happy with this. I carried on. And then came the sixth day. I might have got mixed them up, but this is the sixth day. And he came up and he says, yeah, no, I came back just to tell you that I haven't made any modifications, because I am quite happy with the moon I've made. And I was wondering, why do you not like my moon? And you said that you're on the apple tree and you're glad being there in the darkness. Would you mind telling me what you like? What you're doing there? He said, oh, you're welcome to join me. Can I? Yeah, for sure. So what he did, he placed the moon in the sky, and he joined me on the apple tree, and we were talking, and he asked me, so what do you do here on this apple tree? I said, well, I think about life. And if I had a moon, I'd probably have to think about life a bit more. So the guy said, is that why you don't want the moon? I said, no, the reason why I don't want the moon is actually, I don't know what the use is for the moon. Why would I need it? What does it do? You sure you don't know what the moon does? Yeah, I don't know, I've got no idea. Okay, in that case I'll have to come back tomorrow, because I have to bring something with me. Fine, so he goes off the tree, and then he says, wait a minute, where's my moon? He didn't give it a spin, and it was black, so he couldn't find it. Oh no, I've worked so hard on this moon, especially for you, and now I've lost it. So no, don't worry, you haven't lost it, I'm sure it's there somewhere. Tell you what, I'm going to look for your moon, and when you come back tomorrow, hopefully you'll find it. Fine, so he carried on. And then I couldn't find it. But I knew it was there, even though I couldn't see the moon, it was there. So I was happy with that. Then came the sixth day. Oh, now it's at the seventh. And he said, did you find my moon? And as he said, did you find my moon? He appeared with half a smile. Oh, thank you very much for finding my moon. Now now I can take you there. Sorry, you're going to take me to the moon? Well, yeah, I'm going to show you what the moon does. So from the apple tree, he took from his bag a pole, and he made the moon a bit bigger. Well, he turned it around so I could see it. And with the pole from the apple tree, we climbed up all the way to the moon. It was beautiful. I could see my dwelling slowly went up and up. And then as we got to the moon, suddenly I saw something I haven't seen in a long time, which was the sun. I said, wow, the sun. I forgot all about that. Yeah, and actually the light, what the moon does, it reflects the light from the sun to the moon and back to where you were, from the apple tree. I said, wow, that's amazing. And as we were climbing back from the moon, back to my tree, thinking, yeah, it's nice to know that even in total darkness, you can have some light.